Hello, welcome to another lesson. Today we will take a look at the preterite and the imperfect tense, but we will focus more on habits. This lesson is a continuation of the first lesson that we saw on preterite and imperfect, but on actions. This lesson can also be found in your book Exploraciones on the pages numbers 10 and 11. The objective of this video is to talk about habits in the past using the preterite and the imperfect tenses. Now, how does this work? Let's get started, shall we? When we want to describe our actions in the past, we would use the imperfect tense. This is to talk about actions that are more of habits. But when we want to describe the beginning and the end of these habits or these events, then we would look at the preterite tense as the one that we have to use to describe them. Examples. The first sentences are two sentences between Ana and Lisa, a short conversation. Ana, ¿a qué edad empezaste a viajar? Lisa, cuando era niña, mis padres siempre me llevaban a diferentes lugares durante las vacaciones. So Anna asked the question, at what age did you start to travel? And Lisa responded, when I was a child or when I was a little girl, my parents would always take me to different places during vacation. The second sentence, la familia Suárez siempre hacía regalos a los huérfanos. The Suárez family always gave gifts to the orphans. Un día la señora Suárez ganó la lotería. One day, Mrs. Suárez won the lottery. The third sentence, antes mis hermanos y yo andábamos por las calles durante la noche. Por la noche, perdón. So, before, my brothers, and I used to walk on the streets at nighttime. Un día nos robaron todo y entonces dejamos de andar por la noche. One day, we were robbed, and because of that, we stopped strolling at night. So you would notice that there are some verbs that are in blue and others that are in red. Those that are in blue are verbs that have been conjugated in the preterite because they mark the specific time or the specific beginning and end of these events. So in Anna's question, for instance, she wants to find out at the specific age that Lisa started to travel. And then when Lisa responded, she gave Anna a range. So when she was a child, she didn't give her a specific time. That's why we use the imperfect tense for the verb ser, which is era. And then my parents always took me. So llevaban, siempre, they always. It was an action that was repetitive. In the second sentence, we see that the verb hacer is in the imperfect tense because it was something that the family Suárez always used to do. But then one day when Mrs. Suárez won the lottery, it was an event that happened at a specific time on a specific day. So it marked that beginning of her success with the lottery. That's why we use the verb ganar in the preterite tense. And then the third sentence, we have the verb andar in the imperfect tense because it was something that my brothers and I used to do frequently. But then one day when we got robbed, and then we stopped. So the verbs robar and dejar are conjugated in the preterite tense because they were actions that happened at specific times on a specific day. Un día. Now, we want to look at some keywords that can help us take note of when to use the preterite or the imperfect. We have the first one, un día, one day. De repente, suddenly. Afortunadamente, fortunately. Desafortunadamente, unfortunately. The words siempre, cuando, antes, muchas veces. All these would give you the idea that these actions are more of habits. They are done on a continuous basis. So therefore, you would have to use the verb in the imperfect tense. So just a quick review. We are going to look at the keywords, some keywords in these sentences that we can use to associate our verbs with the preterite or the imperfect tense. Remember that these are sentences that we've already seen just a few minutes ago. So we just want to do a quick review, just make sure that we've understood everything. Bien. Ana, ¿a qué edad empezaste a viajar? Lisa, cuando era niña, mis padres siempre me llevaban a diferentes lugares durante las vacaciones. So we have the keyword cuando. Siempre. Bien. The second sentence. La familia Suárez siempre hacía regalos a los huérfanos. Siempre, which will tell us that the verb hacer must be in the imperfect tense. And then un día, la señora Suárez ganó la lotería. So one day, at a specific time, she won the lottery. Antes, mis hermanos y yo, so before, my brothers and I used to walk at night. And then one day, un día, nos robaron todo y entonces dejamos de andar por la noche. Well, this marks the end of today's lesson. Muchas gracias y hasta la próxima.